your love is my relief. Tears in my eyes burn, tears in my eyes burn, while I'm waiting for my turn.
Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kadash. Peace and blessings to the nation of Israel. This is Brother McQuah from the Living Waters Church. And I'm doing a video on who are you going to serve? Okay, because you either serving Yahweh Shem Yahushua in the spirit, or you're serving Satan in the flesh. There's only two sides about it. Okay, there is no in between. You either want to left or you want to right. And that's it. Satan or Yahweh Shem Yahushua. There's no middleman in this. Okay, there is no middleman. This is Joshua 24:14. It says, now therefore fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord. So it says we got to serve the Lord in truth and sincerity, right? Let me look at the word sincerity. Etymology. This is honestly, genuineness, purity, soundness, wholesomeness, whole, clean, uninjured, and it is sound, right? Sound. One of the definitions is sound. This is genuine, pure, true, which we know pure goes back into being unblemished lamb, right? True, candid, truthful, right? But one of the words it said was sound, right? It's one of my favorites to go to right now for sound. It's Timothy 2 verse 7. Number 8. It says sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil thing to say to you. So we're supposed to be speaking of that, of a sound speech. Now when you go into the word sound, it says to make one whole, it says restore him to health. How do we restore somebody to health? Which restore goes back to bring back to its fullness, right? And what's the fullness? What's perfect? Perfect is love. Love is perfect. Okay, love is what makes us perfect. Okay, so when you talk about sound, you talk about perfect. You talk about love. Okay, so that's what sincerity goes into. We got to serve the Lord in love and in truth. And truth goes back to what? Love. It says, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord. And what are some gods? Money, greed, anything in the flesh that can be a god. Anger can be a god, right? You want to stay away from anything false, okay? Anything false, which is all falls in the flesh. Which one of the things of the flesh is idolatry. Let me see. Galatians 5 and verse 20. So, yeah, that's one of the things of the flesh. 5 and 20, it says idolatry. It says the worship of false gods. Okay, so false gods, worshiping false gods, idolatry falls under the flesh. Okay, but back over here, Joshua 24:14. Now therefore, fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua, serve him in sincerity and in truth, which is talking about love and genuine love, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord. Which basically the flesh, anything that falls under the works of the flesh. It says, And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve. Whether the gods which your father served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whom land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So that's what this is all about. Serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Right? Let's see how to do that. This is John 4:24. It says, Yahweh is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. There goes that truth again. Right? And we know the truth represents love, which also represents the spirit, right? So it says God, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. Because we just read in Joshua, you got to choose who you're going to serve. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua or these false gods, Satan, okay, and the flesh, right? But it says how to serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. It says Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is the spirit. And they that worship must worship him in spirit and in truth. Well, let's get the spirit. Galatians 5 verse 22. But the fruits of the spirit, so the fruits of the spirit. So when you're in the spirit, these are the things you're going to produce. Right? It says, but the fruits of the spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And they that are Mashiachs have crucified the flesh with the affections of lust. If we live in the spirit, let us also walk in the spirit. So anybody who's of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua has put off the flesh. Right? Now they're walking after the love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, and temperance. So anybody who's of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to be walking like this. Okay, they put off the flesh, right? Let's get some of the fleshes that our people like to follow. Wrath, right? You go into the word wrath, it says passion, anger, heat, anger, anger forthwith boiling up and soon subsiding again. So when you're angry and you're holding it in and you're letting it boil up, right? That's of the flesh, right? If something's bothering you to the point where it's going to eventually make you crack, right? You're lawfully obligated to bring that out to the person or to whatever is doing this. You have to bring this out to this person. You can't leave it in and then just let it build up. That's against that's in the flesh. Okay, that's not okay to do. It says another one is strife, right? That's a big one. It says a desire to put oneself forward. Hold on. So it goes, strife goes back to factious, which means apt to quarrel, which is a fight or argument. It says brawling, a discord, right? So strife goes into apt to a quarrel, a fight, or a brawl, or a discord, right? So you're apt to do it. So just to be sure. So apt goes into incline, suited, fitted, adapted. So that's like if it's time for you to do it, you're gonna do it. Okay, you down for it. Okay, and if you have Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, you're not gonna be down for strike. Like you're gonna try your best not to do that. I know if I'm talking to a brother now and it seems like he's not getting it, I'm gonna just tell him, we can just leave it right there. I presented my case, you presented your case. We don't have to keep going on this. You pray for me, I'll pray for you, and we let the Lord deal how the Lord's going to deal. But nothing is going to be had by an argument, back and forth over and over and over again on the same matter, right? It come a point in time where you just got to leave it into the hands of the Lord. That's it. It says, let me see, what's another? Hatred. That's another word to the flesh. Enmity, right? Hostility, hatred, envy, lasciviousness. That's another one. It says unbridled lust, excess, shamelessness, wantonness, so you just want everything, right? You want any and everything. Shamelessness, like there's nothing that's gonna shame you. Like nothing is too low for you to go, right? There's no shame. Like sometimes people have shame and there's lines they won't cross, there's levels they won't stoop to. Well, these people who are shameless, they don't have that, okay? So this is John 4:23. It says, but the hour cometh and is now, when the true worshiper shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, which we just got the spirit, for the Father seeketh such to worship. So Yahweh Shem Yahshua wants the people who are going to have that love, forgiveness, mercy, that compassion, okay? So it's either you're going to be serving the Lord and love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, meekness, faith, compassion, pitifulness, temperance. You're going to be in that spirit and giving it out. That's what you're going to be preaching about. Or you're going to have people who want to preach just going to teach everything else outside of that. Okay? And it's just, I guess, is what you want to do. You want to serve the Lord or you want to serve Satan. But like Joshua said, as for me, we're going to serve Yahweh Shem Yahshua over here. This is John chapter 1 and verse 13, matter of fact, verse 12, it says, but as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, the ones who receive Yahweh Shem Yahshua, which is being in the spirit of love and giving it back out to all your people. It says, even to them that believe on his name, which were born, not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, which is going into what? It's saying Israelites are not being saved out here just because of the Israelites. Okay, the Israelites are going to get salvation because they're going to follow Yahweh Shem Yahshua in spirit, and we just got that Yahweh Shem Yahshua is seeking the people who are going to worship him in spirit. That's what it's all about. Okay, that's the name of the game right now. Worshiping Yahweh Shem Yahshua in spirit. Love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, meekness, faith. Okay, temperance, goodness, godliness. These are the ways, meekness. These are the ways that we serve Yahweh Shem Yahshua, and that's the only way. Okay? But with that, I'm going to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakal, Kadash. Shalom.